Hey everybody, it's Rachel from Rachel is Knitting, and boy do I have a weekend to show you. It was incredible. I went to an airport lounge. I flew from Baton Rouge, Louisiana to Seattle, Washington. I got to see Mount Rainier and the Cascades and enjoy a wonderful weekend in Seattle. This is a different type of recap than I'm used to. Normally I'm telling you all about the knitting tours that I just got back from, but this video is extra special because it's the first of its kind, my first ever fiber festival. So let me take you along with me. There's lots of fun to relive. So without further ado, Flock Weekend, everyone. We made it! Hello and welcome to Seattle. These clips are from Friday, August 8th. I was sharing a room with Leslie of Knit California. We stayed in the Hyatt Regency downtown and we got ready Friday morning, got dressed, got our bags, and we headed out for a day of exploring. So along with Jackie is Making, we started the morning with brunch at Oddfellows. I don't think I've ever been here before and it was fantastic. I got this potato hash and a Bloody Mary and coffee and it was just a real treat. So after that we poked around Elliott Bay Books and then we made our way to Pike Place Market where we went to our first yarn store. We went to So Much Yarn, which I think is one of two yarn stores in Pike Place Market or in that general area, and there was so much yarn. I was particularly happy to find some Malabrigo Rios in the colorway Pisces, and then we kept going down through the market. I loved these ceramic fairy houses. I brought one home with me, and we just got to walk around and enjoy the sights, sounds, and smells of Pike Place Market. Very fish heavy, which I love. This felt like coming home, being in the Northwest. I went to undergrad in Seattle. It's just like, I don't know, weirdly emotional. I wasn't expecting it. I haven't been in Seattle for over 10 years. It just still felt good. And of course, no trip to Pike Place Market is complete without a visit down to the gum wall. I mean, unless you want it to be complete without it, you don't have to go here. It's kind of disgusting. But anyway, I had gum for everybody. We chewed it up and then we found a prime location, prime real estate on the gum wall. And Jackie, Leslie, and I all made a contribution. After we were done at Pike Place, we went to the ferry. We were going to Bainbridge Island, but there were a few other ferry options in the ferry terminal. The cost for our ticket was $10.25, and it was about an hour-long ferry ride. I don't know, I wasn't really keeping track. It was a beautiful ride. The weather was perfect. It was very windy, and it was just a fun time with friends. We got to see a lot of people that we knew. There were some people from my knitting tours that we got to reunite with, which was fabulous. Once we got to Bainbridge Island, we made our way to La Mercerie, and I got a braid of pigment and ply fiber, but I was very tempted by other options there, particularly the buttons. After we finished there, we went to eat at the local grocery store, which was recommended to us by my friend Jan, who was on Scotland 2 earlier this summer. So it was so fun to run into her, and we loved our flatbread pizzas that we got to enjoy. Then we made our way to the Lamb and Kid, which was the second local yarn store that we visited on Bainbridge Island. I didn't purchase anything, but I really enjoyed visiting this yarn store, particularly because I found my flock project here. Just look at this little thing. This is Shoop, the African flower sheep. It's a design by Heidi Bear's Design, and I just loved this sample in the Lamb and Kid. So I'll tell you a little bit about my project plans later in the vlog, but for now, just look at this and be so glad that you got to see it because it's the cutest thing ever in the entire world forever. So after we had some time shopping, there was a trunk show at Lamb and Kid for some yarn and also for Larkspur Knits designs. So we enjoyed some charcuterie while listening to these wonderful women talk before getting back on the ferry to head back into downtown Seattle and get a good night's sleep before Saturday, day one of Flock. Hey everybody, we are back at our hotel room after a long day of fun. I wiped my makeup off and I'm gonna finish getting ready for bed, but before I lose the light, I wanted to show you the treasures that I bought today. Flock hasn't even started yet and I have bought yarn and fiber. Here's what I got. First we stopped at So Much Yarn, which you probably, I'm guessing, have seen already in the recap, but I got 2 skeins of Malabrigo Rios Pisces. I love this colorway so much and I just couldn't resist adding to my sweater quantity that I already have because you never know how much you'll need. I also got these yarn bobbins from Katrinkles at So Much Yarn. There were 3 sizes to choose from, and I went with a smaller one, but I was torn between this and the medium size. Honestly, I probably should have gotten both, but you have to live with your mistakes. So here's what I got. I have been wanting these because normally I'm out of breath, okay? This is why I'm wheezing, because I've done a lot of walking today. Okay, anyway, so I do a lot of long tail cast on, and typically I misestimate how much yarn I need for that long tail cast on, and I often have a lot left over, and I try to avoid cutting it because I may want to use it later. Like if it's for a drop shoulder and the cast on is along the shoulder, maybe I'll want to use that extra long yarn tail to pick up the front sleeve stitches. So anyway, these yarn bobbins are something that I've been wanting, and so I just decided to get them. And then I also got this ruler, which is a plastic, transparent, and it's pretty thick plastic ruler. And I thought this would be great to have in a notions pouch because so many times in my life, you have told me, you wonderful people, that tape measures grow and therefore can lie. So when you use a not a fabric, but like a, what are those called, Leslie? Those flexible tape measures that you wrap around your body. Anyway, I'm sure some of you know what it's called. Those things, they can grow and shift over time, whereas a fixed material like this hard plastic, this is going to give you a more accurate measurement. So I got that. And then we went to Pike Place Market and I got this little fairy house. I'm not going to unwrap it to show you now, but you'll see it later. And then I got this fiber at La Mercerie, a local yarn store on Bainbridge Island. We also went to the Lamb and Kid. I didn't buy anything there, but I did get a lot of knitting done. And I'm about this far on my hat, which I started on the flight from Atlanta to Seattle. So I'm very, very happy with the spoils from today. My plan for now, for the rest of the evening, is to get ready for bed and just enjoy the night knitting away and relaxing, chatting with Leslie, making plans for tomorrow. And I'm so excited to go to the convention center and see everyone and shop till I drop. It's going to be a great day. But that's it for today, Friday. Good night. Good morning, everyone. Today is Saturday, August 9th. It's the first day of Flock Fiber Festival. We're just about finished up getting ready here in the hotel room, and then we're going to head to breakfast at Mr. West. I don't know anything about it other than we're going there, and it's going to be great. Everything that we've had and done so far on this trip has been phenomenal, so no reason to think that's about to stop. Last night, Leslie and I settled on a flock project we're going to get yarn for, so I'm really excited for that. At the Lamb and Kid, which is the second local yarn store we went to yesterday on Bainbridge Island, there were samples all over the shop, and many of them were garment samples and accessory samples, as you might expect, but there were also little stuffed animals littered around the store. The ones that I saw were the African flower, like a granny square, but it's not a granny square, it's an African flower square. Lambs, like there was I don't know if it was a llama or a ram or what, but there was like one with a longer neck, so maybe it must have been a llama. And then there was a little lamb next to it. And after that, later I saw an even bigger one next to one of the couches that was like massive, like the size of a large dog, huge. But the little lamb one is the one that really caught my eye, and I have to have 7 of them immediately. So Leslie was like, you should look for yarn here, and that can be like your little souvenir project that you have to remember flock by. And as she knows, and as you probably know, I'm a sucker for memorabilia of trips, whether that is souvenir yarn or like I'd love to have little mementos just like anyone, but it's so special for us as makers to purchase yarn on a special trip and then make something with that yarn, because then we'll always be reminded of that really special time. So now Leslie is convinced she needs a little lamb as well. So we're going to try to get our hands on some of the new Sorella home line. I haven't used Sorella yarn in a while, and I'm interested in this new home line, so I feel like this is a good re-entry point. And we were looking at our colors last night on the website. So I know it's in hot demand, so I'm hoping that we can get what we need in the colors we want. We figured we only need one skein each of the two contrast colors, and then we'll get two skeins of the main color just to be safe. But so far, that's my like only solid purchase plan for flock. I don't have anything else yet, but I'm also not just restricting myself to that lamb. I should tell you, it's called the Shoot the African Flower Sheep by Heidi Bear Designs. So that's the plan for today. I also have some meetups on the Grand Staircase for knitting tours people. There are a ton of people here who have been on my knitting tours, so we're going to have a little mini reunion. And then we're also going to have a meetup for the people I haven't met yet who are going to Ireland with me in a couple months. October is right around the corner. So many of these participants on the upcoming Ireland trip I have not met in person yet. So I'm excited to see people face to face before we meet up in Dublin. But that's all for now. I'll show you my fit check and then we'll get the day started. Okay, so I just recorded this whole thing talking to you and telling you about my fit, and then I realized I hadn't hit the record button like an idiot. So the long story short is this is what I'm wearing. Okay, see you at Flock. You got Betty? I got Betty! Betty! That's what I wanted.
We didn't get any selfies today.
We're pooped. Give me a baby wipe. I'm pooped.
Help. My knees, my feet, my brain.
You need to be vertical.
Yeah. I accidentally said I can't meet a single other person.
Horizontal.
I overheard someone saying they needed to be horizontal and non-verbal for a while.
Feet all the way to the sky.
Yes.
Horizontal.
Bye. We're ready for day 2 of flock. Woo! We're gonna shop, shop, shop. Hello, look who it is. Dion Gordon, Green Tea Ninja. Hey everybody, it's Monday morning, Monday, August 11th, and flock is over. Flock is done. It was a whirlwind of a weekend, but now I am all by myself. Leslie is gone, and I'm sitting in her spot because this place has the best light in the hotel room. And I'm going to walk you through my purchases, and then I'm going to pack up and go home. And I'm so excited to go home, but I'm already missing all of the festivities and the fun and all the friends that I saw at Flock. It was like, listen, I'll maybe talk more about this as I yap on in this part of the Flock recap, but like those 2 days, well, technically 3 because Leslie, Jackie, and I went to like Pike Place Market and Bainbridge Island, and we explored a little bit. So all together, that's like 3 days of shenanigans. But oh my goodness, in particular, the 2 days at the convention center for the festival, for Flock Fiber Festival, that was like more, that was more work than an entire week and a half that I spend on a knitting tour. Like that was, oh my gosh, it was so good. It was a lot in all the best ways. But I was talking to Leslie about it. I was texting DJ about this. But like after every activity and enrichment event on a knitting tour, we either get to sit down and eat, or we get like a 22-hour, sometimes 2-hour bus ride to our next event. So we get to break up all of the good stuff, all the shopping, all the sightseeing. Like we get our quiet time in between those things, whereas Flock is like go, 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 go. You got to see everything, you got to meet everyone. And if there's any second that's wasted, who knows what you missed out on. It's just like, so it was really overstimulating. I'm so glad that I was overstimulated for 2 days, but it was a lot. And I have a lot to show for it in terms of material goods that I've now added to my material possessions. So let me show you these treasures I got. I'm just looking down to make sure my mic is still working. It's so bright. that I can't really, yeah, it is still working. You can still hear me, you lucky ducks. Okay, so I know that you've seen a lot of like shots here and there, B-roll that I took when I could, when I had the presence of mind to whip out my phone and take a video, but oh my gosh, it was so much. It was so much. Wow. And I'm coming away with a lot of great memories and a lot of great new treasures. So let me show them to you now. I'm going to show you some things you've already seen, but I don't think I've like explained in depth. And if I have, you know, you get to hear it twice. Lucky you. I will say also, like I mentioned before, I'm sitting in the spot Leslie filmed a lot of her, you know, talking to the camera for her flock recap. So, you know, you're not seeing double. Obviously, we're different people, but yeah, we have two very different yarn hauls. Okay, so stick around and enjoy. So on the first day that we shopped on Friday, we went to Pike Place Market and I got some goodies there. We first went to a local yarn store called So Much Yarn, and I was elated to see that they had Malabrigo Rios in the colorway Pisces, which is a beloved color to my heart. I love Pisces. I am going to make something beautiful with this. In fact, I have made something beautiful with this. I made the cow cardigan and I wasn't super happy with the end result. It just wasn't my preference. So I did end up selling that garment for like $50. Don't sell your handmade garments for $50 in real life, folks. I just wanted it out of my house and into the hands of someone who would love and appreciate it. And also, like, I don't know, tack a stupid price on it. So I didn't feel like I made it for nothing. Anyway, who cares? That's not what we're talking about. Malabrigo Rios in the colorway Pisces. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. It's like deconstructed periwinkle. I could do without the gold splotches, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. You get what you get and you don't throw a fit. And I just love it. So I figured, what's two more skeins? I should just be better safe than sorry. Make sure I have enough because I haven't settled on a pattern yet. Even though I have a sweater quantity at home, you know, I might not have enough. So I better just get two of them. And Malabrigo Rios. Well, I guess all Malabrigo, I don't really know, but it's kind of like Spin Cycle in that I personally feel it's best to buy in person because there are no dye lots and each skein is a little different. Like one skein might have more yellow or orange in it than I want. One skein might have more blue and not enough purple. So I picked out the two I liked best and I bought them. Also at So Much Yarn, I got these Katrinkle yarn bobbins. I got the small size. I think I did tell you about this, maybe verbally, but I didn't show, I wasn't holding it up. Anyway, so what cares? So I got those. And then I also got a ruler because it was at the register and they got me. They caught me in their net. So I figured this was a nice size to put in my notions pouch. Then we shopped around the market of Pike Place. I saw this beautiful fuchsia painting, by the way, but I didn't get it, and I kind of regret that. So maybe I'll look and see if that artist is online. I was like, this is a beautiful fuchsia painting. And she said, wow, that's impressive that you know what that is. And I was like, boy, do I. I know all about fuchsia. But I got this little ceramic fairy house. Isn't that so cute? I learned a new word. Well, I knew this word, but I didn't really know what it meant. Tchotchke. Jackie taught me this. It means like little trinkets, little treasures, right? So this is a little new tchotchke to put on my shelf. How cute is that? And it has tulips. Oh, so cute. So I got this at a vendor that I guess is called Fairy Houses. And here's their QR code if you want to check out their website. Hopefully that works for you too. Visit. But really, really happy with this cute little fairy house. And then we kept poking around and then we got on the ferry to Bainbridge Island. I'd never been to Bainbridge Island before, despite the fact that I lived here for 4 years. And it was great. It's so cute. I would love to go visit it in the fall, like take the ferry in the fall. I feel like that would change my life. But we went to La Mercerie and I got this braid of pigment and ply fiber. And I may have told you this. I was telling a few people that I wanted this online and then I got distracted. I didn't get it. And now I have it. This is a braid of 100% Blueface Leicester, 26 microns, 4-ounce fiber braid. There you go. Beautiful. So that's my whole haul from Friday. And then Saturday came and I got a good amount of things on Saturday, the first day of flock. I don't know. I'm not going to try and go in order. Like I know the first couple things I got, so I'll show you those first, but after that it's really anyone's guess. But the first thing I purchased, because when we were getting into the convention center and then going up to the marketplace floor, there was a line that was like snaking through the convention center, and the door that the line fed into to enter into the marketplace, right there was Sorella's booth. Now, I've talked about on the channel before, I haven't used Sorella yarn in a while, and I destashed most of my Sorella, so I don't really have much Sorella in my yarn, but I am going to use it again to make the pattern Shoop the African Flower Sheep. I saw a sample of this at the Lamb and Kid, which is the second local yarn store we went to on Bainbridge Island. Oh my goodness, it changed my life. It was so cute and I really needed one. Leslie was like, I have told you this before. I'll tell you again. Leslie was like, you should make that your flock project, like your souvenir memorabilia project. And I was like, yep, that's right up my alley. I love that. So I was looking closely at the pictures and video I took of the sample at the Lamb and Kid, and they used just 2 contrast colors instead of it, like in the pattern, there's all sorts of colors. So they just used 2, and I really, really liked how that looked. So I picked the light purple, which is called Reading Nook, and the dark purple, which is called Heirloom. Is this upside down? Yes. Heirloom. So these will be the contrast colors. And then for the main color, I got 2 skeins of chamomile. So I think these will go together nicely to make my little lammy. This yarn feels good. I'm interested to see how it feels when I'm working with it. It was $20 a skein, and it is 80%, 20% superwash merino and cashmere style nylon. According to Sorella, what this means is that the nylon has been treated to be smoother, and I'm quite happy that this is nylon and not cashmere, because I've kind of decided I'll give it another chance, but for now I've kind of decided cashmere pills so easily and so prolifically that I'm not really interested in that at this time in my life. So this is totally fine with me that there's not cashmere in it, but nylon instead. And it's listed as a DK weight, but it's only 212 yards per 100 grams. So I think it could be used as a worsted weight as well, depending on what you're making. But it calls for a size 5 hook or a US H, and a US 7 or a 4.5 millimeter needle. I think I'm going to need to flip all of this around because I think all those words are backwards. So if you see it flipped around, good job to myself for doing that. Okay, great. Next, we went to ZZ Textiles and Witchfire Fibers booth. They shared a booth, and I got 2 bats of who is this? Poppy. So Jess from Witchfire Fibers has pet sheep, and for the first time ever at Flock this year, she brought bats of her baby's wool. So these 2 bats are from Poppy, and according to this little placard about Poppy, let me hold this up for you and read this other one I have. So Poppy is the oldest girl in our flock and also the shyest. She is a big sheep, and as she has gotten older, her gorgeous silver and white fleece has faded out to be mostly white. Her sire has won many championships in the show ring, and she has many of his gorgeous traits. Her fleece is a gorgeously soft 20 microns and always takes my breath away when it gets sheared. Poppy had a lamb in 2023, and then he sired 2 more lambs in 2024, so her genes are a huge part of our current flock. Poppy loves to challenge the lambs and plays with them often, I think. Her favorite snack is oats, and she will timidly approach you for some if you are patient enough. So, I am very happy to have some of Poppy's beautiful fleece. This one is 2.29 ounces, and it was $16.03. And this one is 2.86 ounces, and it was $20.02. So I was trying to find bats that would equal 4 ounces or around 100 grams so I could get a full skeins worth out of the bats. These are so soft, so soft. I'm really excited to work them up. I want to say they're merino, but I have no way to confirm this. I just feel like it was like somewhere it was established it was merino, but I don't remember how or why I think that. And as you know, I do have a storied past spinning merino, meaning one time I did it and I didn't really like it, but I've since tried again and it wasn't that bad. So I got these and I'm excited about them. Also, on Saturday, day 1 of flock, I got another braid of pigment and ply. This one is so pretty. It's a purple, green, there's some blue in there as well. And this is also 100% blue-faced luster, 26 microns, 4 ounces, hand-dyed by Pigment and Ply. Also, look at Pigment and Ply's labels. It's so cute. They're like hands that are also skeins of yarn. Very, very cute. So now I have two braids of pigment and ply fiber. So exciting. Yes. Okay, so I got those. Also stopped at Lauren's booth of Little Fiber Co. Lauren brought her Cinderella yarn, her Cinderella collection, which will be available for pre-order soon. Don't remember when. But I really wanted to try her Rose Blend Fiber. This is 80% Cormo, 20% Rose. And when she posted this on Instagram that she was bringing a Cormo Rose blend, I commented and I was like, Rose like the flower? And I thought, surely I'm asking the dumbest question that's ever been asked. Of course, it's not the flower. It's like, you know, some specialty breed of sheep that they have, like in the Faroe Islands, that, you know, only 20 humans have ever met. And it's like very exclusive, very special. Rose sheep. No, my friends, it's rose fiber. So this is from the rose plant, like the flower rose. So I am so excited. So excited. She also had a sparkle base that I was very tempted by, and I was choosing between, and I was like, Leslie, what should I get? The sparkle or the rose? The sparkle is so pretty. And she was like, Rachel, be serious, get the rose. This is what you've been talking about. This is what you set out to get. It's what you have your heart set on. Get the rose. So I got the rose, but don't worry, I scratched the sparkle itch later in the flock experience. But this colorway is called This Ball Will Never End, and it's the Cormo Rose blend. And you can kind of see it looks almost like a silk blend. Like you can see the sheen and the difference between the rose fiber and the Corriedale in there. I'm really excited to spin this up. Okay. Also, what else did I get on day 1? I didn't get as much on day 1 as I got on day 2. I will tell you that. So get ready for day 2's show and tell. I got these 2 stitch markers from Mabel and Jess. They were cute little booth next to Explorer Knits and Fibers. So while Leslie was checking out there, I was poking around the Mabel and Jess booth, and I saw these 2 stitch markers. Of course, if there's a raspberry, I gotta get it. And then I also liked the watermelon a lot. So I got those. Those were $4 each. And they gave me a cute little bag to put them in. And only 2 more things from day one. Well, there are 3 more things, but I'm not going to show you one of them until the end. I have the power here, folks. So I went to Kate's booth, Red Door Fiber Studio, who is next to Lauren's booth, Little Fiber Co., and I got this braid of merino. So again, we're conquering our fears, folks. I am going to spin more merino, but I just couldn't resist this colorway. This is called 5 Minutes Alone with You in a Drawing Room. Is this a Bridgerton color then? I feel yes, it is. But it is Australian merino. It's 23 micron and 80 millimeter staple length, 4-ounce braid. Dun, 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 dun. And I just love the purple and the blue, but it's so understated and so soft and so kind and so gentle. And I feel like it's really going to change my life and improve my life, honestly. So got that from Kate. And then the last thing that I'll show you now from day one, I'm so excited about. So excited about. I really wanted to get one of these. And I've been a huge fan of Jam PDX ever since the Rose City Yarn Crawl. I saw some of their stuff at different yarn stores on the Rose City Yarn Crawl. I think the one in West Portland, I can't remember the name of it. I can't remember. But ever since then, I've been keeping my eye on Jam PDX, and they had a booth at Flock, and I got this. It's a ceramic berry container, and it has 3 ladybugs. All the ladybugs are placed differently on the berry containers that they had for sale, and I think not all of them had 3, but this one had 3, and I picked it, and I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad I got this on day 1, because on day 2 there was only 1 left in this color, at least when I walked by. I'm sure that it was picked up before the end of the day, because I mean, a little periwinkle purple ceramic berry container, like, come on. Come on. So I'm thinking this needs to go next to my craft room chair and just have notions in it. Tape measure, scissors, stitch markers, cable needle, finger protector for when my knitting callus breaks and is, rising from the ashes but still tender. Anyway, yes. Very excited about my Jam PDX berry container. But that's it pretty much for Saturday, day 1. I have to resituate because my foot is falling asleep. So let me just wiggle it a little bit. Oh, that's awful. We're just going to power through. So let me show you now the day 2 haul, the Sunday haul. I got more on Sunday, and I don't know the order that I got it in. But on Sunday, our plan was to make sure we saw every booth. On Saturday, we had a plan. Ugh, move my foot. We had a plan to go systematically up and down every aisle, but we kept getting distracted and we kept meeting people, and that like reset our intentions for the moment. And it was just hard to have a plan, which was fine. Like what happened was way better than what we planned for. But it did mean that we didn't get to see all of the booths as we originally planned for. I think this is just inevitable in a situation like this. Like there's so much to see, and there are my voice cracked. And there are so many people there that you want to meet and that you want to interact with and that you want to like get pictures with. So it's just it's kind of like a 51st dates situation. Like we get reset, we forget what we were about to do, and then we see something pretty and we go that way. So it was just a little bit more chaotic on Saturday, especially also because it was much more crowded. So on Sunday, we were able to take control of our trajectory a little bit more and go up and down each aisle. There was still like, we lost the plot, and that's okay. And then there were also booths that like we didn't go into because nothing caught our eye, but I see the like tagged photos on Instagram and I'm like, where was that? Where was that product? Where was that yarn? Where was that booth? I didn't see that. But I went up and down every aisle on Sunday. So I don't know. But also I'm trying to be nicer to myself because um I'm very introverted. I know this is true, and I know it's not, I don't know. so unbelievable. But sometimes I tell people that and they don't believe that. But like, you see a version of me where I am alone in a room talking to myself. Like, this is a very different rhetorical situation than me walking around in a public place, like feeling like Bambi's mom, to be quite honest with you. Like, people see me, but I don't see them, and I'm scared. Okay. So I'm very introverted, and being in a situation like that was a lot. It was really a lot for me. And I am choosing as much as I can not to replay every second and thing I said and face I made, because I was just trying to survive, folks. I was just trying to survive. So if you thought I was weird, if you met me and you thought I was weird, you're right. That's true. And also, um, I was trying I was fighting for my life, basically. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yes. So Sunday, we got to see more booths, and therefore I purchased more things. Thank you. So here's something that I got that I learned a lesson on. On Saturday, I went to 316 Dye Studios booth, and they had braids of fiber that had so much sparkle in them, more sparkle than I've ever seen, like wool to stellina ratio. Oh my gosh, so sparkly. And I didn't get the color I wanted. I was like, no, I'll wait. Like, I'm not sure. I don't want to go nuts. I don't want to buy everything I like. I need to be discerning. I need to be, you know, yeah. So on Sunday, when we went back to 316 Dye Studio, they didn't have the color of stellina fiber that I wanted, but they did have this beautiful color. Look how much sparkle is in this. Is that not an insane amount of sparkle to wool ratio? That's nuts. Basically, every little sliver of gray, that is a strand of stellina. That is amazing. So this is a very beautiful braid. I'm so glad I got it. But I learned if you want something, you got to get it. You got to get it when you see it. But this is called Stardust Glitter, and it is 85% merino, 15% stellina. But I have to say, I don't believe it. I think this is 50-50 or something higher than 85-15, because that is so incredibly sparkly. So I got that at 316 Dye Studio. And I also got this art bat. It looks kind of like an injury when you look at it this way, but it's very pretty from this way. So pretty. So I think this is going to be what I spin up first. This is an art bat. It is a blend of merino, stellina, and silk noil. It's approximately 106 grams, and it was $35. I'm really excited to see how this spins up, because as you can see, there's purple, there's like light green, like a turquoisey green, and a pink. So it's going to be very interesting. It's a hernia. That's what I think it looks like. Anyway, so very excited about that. I also went back to Jess's booth of Witchfire Fibers, and I got more of her babies, more of her bats. This one is Alice, and let me read you Alice's info while I read it, or while I show it to you as well. So, Alice. Alice is the crazy aunt of the flock. Oh, this is why I was drawn to her. Okay, I have no children of my own, but both of my sisters have children. And Darby, if you're watching this, I love you very, very much. You are like my child. I know people get mad when dog moms say that, but anyway, I have no human children, but I do have nieces and nephews. Anyway, we continue. So Alice is the crazy aunt of the flock. She is crazy for snacks and treats and will follow you around endlessly if she thinks you have some. She is the smallest of our flock and acts like a lamb still, getting the flock riled up and running around the pasture. Alice is the daughter of one of my favorite sheep, and I absolutely had to have her. I helped with lambing that year in the flock she came from, and she made her appearance the day that I left, but I knew she needed to be mine. Alice has a muted, morit-colored coat, a lovely sandy brown. She had one lamb in 2023, and her daughter is a copy and paste of her personality. Alice's favorite snack is animal crackers. So sweet. So, again, just like with Poppy, I got two bats of Alice to get as close as I could to 4 ounces. So this is 2.1 ounces, and it was $14.07. And this one is 2.57 ounces, and it was $17.99. Also, this is true of poppies as well, but you get a little lock of the sheep's hair that hasn't been batted up. So got some Alice and very happy with that. My foot is trying to kill me, so hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I think I'll survive, so I'm just going to keep going. So I went to, where did I go next? I have no idea. But I also went to the booth that Jess from Skein and the Stitch and Sierra from Ballyhora Fibers were sharing. And I got 2 treats from Jess. I got her gemstone stitch markers. Listen, if you haven't tried Jess's gemstone stitch markers, these are some of my favorite stitch markers. They are so sensory. They are so enriching. They're so fun to just like rub between your fingers as you go around your rows and like to pick up. They have a nice weight to them. I just really, really, really love these gemstone stitch markers. So this one is called Strawberry Fields, and it's strawberry quartz, white jade, aventurine, aventurine, and picture jasper, I think. How do you say that word? Aventurine? Adventure, there's no D in there. Anyway, I got these. I'm very, very happy to have them. And then I also got a maple diz, which Jess works with a woodworker to put these in her shop. And the idea is basically there's 3 different holes of different diameter, and they're listed here up on the side. And you feed your fiber through one of the holes, depending on which one you want, and it helps you have a more even spin. So like if you know you want to do a fingering weight, you can feed the fiber through this smaller hole in the diz. Oh my goodness, look at these cuticles. Anyway, I'm really excited to try this, especially for when I spin my art bat, because I have not spun a bat before. So got those from Jess. What else did I get on day 2? I went back to Kate's booth, Red Door Fiber Studios, and I got this green braid of Australian Merino. Oh my goodness. I think this is so pretty. I was looking at all the greens at Flock. So many gorgeous greens. But on Saturday, I wanted this, but again, I was trying to be discerning and, be a good manager of my money. So I said, I'm not going to get this now, but if it's there tomorrow on Sunday, I will. And on Sunday, there were 2 left. By the end of the day, there were none. So I'm very glad I got this. This is called Wasteland, baby. Isn't this going to be so pretty? Look at the blues in there and the different tones of green, or the different saturations of green. What's the difference between tone and saturation? Don't know, don't care, but I know there's differences betwixt the greens in there. So pretty. Also, I got this braid of Shanico. I really wanted to try the Yarn Jam Shanico fiber, and we saw their braids at Law Mercery when we went on Friday, but none of the colors spoke to me. And I might even have seen this very color on Friday and it didn't speak to me then, but on Sunday, man, it sure did. So I got this. This colorway is called Fall Patina, and it is 4 ounces of 100% Shanico wool. If you are not familiar, Shanico is a breed of sheep that is a cross between a Merino and a Rambouillet, and it creates the most decadent wool. If you have not tried Shanico, you simply must immediately today. It is incredible. The fiber is a dream to spin. The yarn is a dream to work with, whether you make the yarn yourself or you buy Shanico yarn that's milled and already spun into yarn. Shanico, Shanico, Shanico. I will evangelize for Shanico. I love it so much. So I'm very excited to try the Yarn Jam Shanico. Very, very excited. I also got more Shanico. More Shanico. I went to the Cesium Yarn booth both on Saturday and Sunday. On Saturday, they gave me a treat to share with you. This is what I got on Sunday. And actually, they gave it to me as well. I took this up to Penny to pay, and she said, "It's yours, enjoy." And I said, "Penny, you mustn't." And she said, "It's yours, enjoy." And now it's mine, and I will enjoy. So this is With All My Heart. This is a Dragon Tales colorway from their, I think it's their most recent collection. It was earlier this summer. Oh, it's so pretty. It has purples and blues and greens along with the white. I think it's just going to spin up so beautifully. So beautifully. Um, so I'm really excited about that. And thank you so much to Kat and Penny for this beautiful gift. I will also say that I got the immense pleasure and treat and honor to see Cabin Yarn on display in their booth. Like, it was for sale. People could buy it. People maybe bought it this weekend. And it's just like, it's such a special thing to have that collaboration colorways, or that collaboration collection with them, with multiple colorways inspired by my family cabin. My great-grandfather built it in the 40s. My grandpa and his siblings, basically grew up there. It was their second home, and my dad and his siblings got to do the same. And then my mom, when she joined the family, got to enjoy it. And me and my sisters and my cousins and my aunts and uncles. It's just like the most special place in the world for me and many members of my family. That's like the catchphrase I always say, but it's so true. It's why I love fuchsia so much. It's probably why I started out as a green girl. It's just like so many special and formative memories are in the cabin. So it was really special to see Cabin Yarn in person outside of my own yarn collection. Like, I have it at home. I can look at it whenever I want, but it was really special to see it in public and like know other people were seeing it too and getting to enjoy it if they wanted as well. That was really, really special. Yeah. Thank you for this fiber, and thank you for doing the cabin collection with me, Kat and Penny. I'll never forget it, in a good way. Okay, let's continue with my treasures, shall we? I went to the Superglow booth. Leslie and I got cute little knitting needles because we now are the proud owners of Labubus. I have Luck, which is a purple Labubu, and Leslie has Hope, which is a blue Labubu, and Leslie got blue-tipped Labubu knitting needles, and I got purple-tipped Labubu knitting needles. I'm going to cast on a cute little purple scarf because at the Superglow booth, she had Labubus on the display with knitting, and it was just so cute, so I have to do that. I also want to knit some clothes for my Labubu. And also, let me take this moment to address, if you don't like Labubus, you don't have to, but you don't have to be mean about other people liking it. Like, people are allowed to like different things, and that is an amazing part of being alive. Okay? I will say I used to be afraid of them. I didn't understand the hype, but I was happy for people who did. And now I have one, and I'm so excited. And I'm going to knit it a little purple dress, I think. Or overalls. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, you don't have to yuck someone's yum unless their yum is hurting someone else or being a jerk. Then you can yuck it. Okay, so also, here's another thing I got. A shawl pin that's a pair of scissors. Is that not genius? It was $15. It is a wood shawl pin from Ikigai fiber. Ikigai fiber, I think. Yes. So that's super cute. Don't know what I'm going to put it on, but I do want to make more shawls, so I'll have this shawl pin ready. Sometimes shawl pins are really ugly. I'm sorry to tell you. In my opinion, for me, not my preference. I just had this whole sermon about not yucking people's yum. What I'm trying to say is I don't particularly feel drawn to certain shawl pins because I find them not to be what I like. But this I thought was just too cute. They also had like dog shawl pins and a few other designs that were super fun. So I really like the scissors. Okay, I also got this Art Nouveau Notions tin because this is who I look like in my dreams. this is like my final form I would like to be. So I was like, yeah, I'll get that because she's so beautiful. This is the most beautiful person I've ever seen. So this is a resin hand poured, no, a resin hand poured with love and a little frustration from Yarn Nouveau. And they are a hand-dyed yarn company in Utah. And that'll be like a nice little size for Travel Notions tin. Oh, I forgot to show you. I also got this A Quart of Wool and Needles pin from Kate at Red Door Fiber Studio. I got it on Sunday when I got the green braid of fiber because when she had her ACOTAR collection and she had her ACOTAR merch, I hadn't read ACOTAR yet, which I have to tell you this. I haven't read A Quart of Silver Flames, the Nessa book or Nesta book. I haven't read that yet. I ended with the little novella where they all had a happy ending, but Nesta was grumpy, and I thought that was the end. But apparently, there's a whole new book where she's just living it up. So I need to read that. But I got this pin because now I'm part of the club. And let's see, 2 more booths that I got stuff at. I don't remember the name of this booth. Tumalo Fibers. This is 100% Egyptian cotton. I've never spun plant fiber. It has a 1-inch staple length, which sounds like a nightmare, but I don't care. I'm going to do it. It's dyed in Bend, Oregon, so obviously I had to get it as an Oregon girl. And the colorway is Spring Fog. So I'll take you along for the process when I spin this. I almost got 2 more braids. It was $22, but I thought, steal yourself, Rachel. Pull yourself together. Just get one. You have no idea if you like spinning cotton or not. So I got one. And then lastly, I went to Heather Ellis Art and, of course, see a raspberry, get a raspberry. So I got this raspberry stitch marker. This one is beaded, like it's beads strung together, which takes a lot of hard work to do. So I'm very excited about this new stitch marker. And then I also got a yarn minder. This is similar to the Lemonwood yarn minder, same concept. Because just like with I-cords, which I got an I-cord maker, I want to make a video comparing the different yarn minders on the market. I have Lemonwood, I have Twice Sheared Sheep, I have the Twister. So I got this to add to the pot. And then I also got this 3D printed I-cord maker to include in my I-cord making comparison video, which I hope to be able to make in the next 2 weeks. That is my goal. But that's it for Flock. I think that's everything. It was an amazing weekend, amazing friends, amazing yarn, amazing food. Oh, by the way, did you notice that in that haul, I did not buy any hand-dyed yarn whatsoever? I did buy yarn, but it was commercially produced. Well, sort of, technically, halfway, the Sorella Home line. But for the most part, this is all fiber. Like, yeah. Oh, well, I guess I did get Malabrigo, but not at the festival. This was at the, but yeah, I'll say no indie dyed yarn whatsoever. That's pretty interesting. I didn't expect that, but there you go. That's what I did. I am going to make another video all about Flock, and it's going to be how much I spent, like between hotel, between Ubers, between flights and taxis, and did I say food? Like all of the things coming together, how much it costs to attend a fiber festival in a city like Seattle, what you can expect to spend on food. I'll share what I spent on my souvenir purchases, but of course that will be a huge spectrum depending on what your goals are for your purchase plans. So keep an eye out for that. And if you don't see it soon, feel free to bug me about it. Sometimes I need a little kick in the pants to get going on something. But yeah, I'm going to end the Flock recap here. This was probably a long video, so if you made it to the end, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I have to show you one more thing. I have a treat for you. So I teased this and then I totally forgot to show you until now. I have a giveaway. So Cesium Yarn on Saturday, when we went to their booth, they said to me and Leslie, do you guys want to pick something to give away on your podcast? Just pick anything you want. And I said, oh my gosh, yes, I do. Leslie said this too. And so I picked this purple braid of fiber. This is Violet Fashion Vampires, and it is 100% non-superwash wool, 4 ounces. It is so pretty. It's so purple. You know that I want to keep this for myself, but I'm not going to do that because I am selfless at the end of the day, and I care about you more than myself. Can you believe that? Yeah, take that to heart, okay? So if you would like to win this, how about you let me know in the comments what the favorite part of Flock was that you got to relive or that you got to see through this video if you weren't there in person. Like, tell me your favorite part about Flock, whether you were there or not. What did you enjoy most? Whether you saw it firsthand or through your screen. I'd love to know what spoke most to you, what intrigued you most, what made you most jealous you weren't there, or like just what sparked joy for you. Let's keep this joy train going and put it in the comments. So let me know in the comments, and then in a future video, I will announce the winner. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the future video to claim your prize. I will only be able to ship this in the US, so keep that in mind, and good luck. But yeah, let me get back to my outro. I'm going to end it here. I'm so glad that I came to Flock. It was a lot. I'm really tired, but it's like tired in a good way. It's like tired. It's like when you feel your muscles are sore after a long workout, but you know it's because you did a good thing for your body. I mean, I'm not really talking with knowledge here because the last time that I experienced such a sensation was probably a decade ago. But anyway, that's not the point here, folks. Yes, I'm really happy that I came to Flock. I had to be really brave, really brave. It is so scary to be around so many people. But also I just feel like what an honor and what a privilege. Like 5 years ago, this was not a thing that we could even conceptualize ever doing again. So I feel really, really good and really proud of myself that I did this. Yeah, I had to be brave. I just want you to know this is not my thing. And I know that the version that you see of people online is like not always the same as in person, but to me, my happy place and my comfort zone is small groups of people, but even better than that is just myself or being at home with DJ. And like, this was a really large scale situation that I'm not used to, but I'm so glad. I feel better off from it. And yeah, so thank you to everyone who said hi and who hung out with me and who contributed to making this such an amazing weekend. I had an incredible time and I'm never going to forget it. And I can't wait for next year. So if you're coming to Flock next year, get ready. I'm planning to, and I hope plans don't change because this was a really fun weekend. But I'll leave it here. I hope you're safe. I hope you're well. I hope you're working on something that's bringing you joy. And if it's not bringing you joy, put it down. Andrea Mallory literally said this at her talk. Like, if you're not picking up a project, you're not into it. So, get rid of it. So if you're not having fun with the thing you're working on in the hobby you do for enjoyment, it's okay to pivot. I give you permission, and Andrea Mallory gives you permission too. Okay, so that's it. Thanks for coming to Flock with me, and I will see you next time.